This episode is titled Night of the Ninja. It came out on October 26, 1992. It was directed by Kevin Altieri, written by Steve Perry, and no, not the lead singer of Journey, but another guy named Steve Perry.
Oh, yes, I know the lead singer of Journey, Steve Perry.
Animation by Dong Yang, featuring Kevin Conroy as Batman Bruce Wayne, Bob Hastings as Commissioner Gordon, Efren Zimbalist Jr. as Alfred, Chow Li Chi, sorry if I messed it up, Yuru Sensei is who Chow Li Chi plays, Marie Devon as Summer Gleason, Bob Ito as the ninja Kyodai Ken, Buster Jones as the night manager and Harry, and Lauren Lester as Robin, and Dick Grayson. Honorable mentions here, we got Dong Yang animated this episode. And they previously animated the episodes that we reviewed, which were Joker's Favor, Nothing to Fear, Appointment in Crime Alley, Eternal Youth, See No Evil, Two-Face Part 2, I've Got Batman in My Basement, The Forgotten, The Cape and Cow Conspiracy, Robin Reckoning Part 2, The Laughing Fish, and Perchance to Dream. Did this episode look like the quality of some of those episodes I just said? Or do you feel like...
I suppose so. I mean, it wasn't a bad-looking episode.
It wasn't. I felt like maybe they had their B team on some of the scenes because there were a bit... some dodgy animation like sequences, but for the most part the way the ninja moved especially I thought looked pretty good. The way he
absolutely
was crouch and running and jumping and stuff. Director Kevin Altieri has been credited previously on this podcast in our On Leather Wings review, as well as being a friend who is a reoccurring guest of this podcast as well, so go back and listen to all those episodes if you haven't yet already. Writer Steve Perry. Oh, man. Okay, writer Steve Perry makes his DCA debut with this episode. He will go on to also write the episodes Terror in the Sky, The Mechanic, Day of the Samurai, Mudslide, Time Out of Joint, and The Lion and the Unicorn. A list that's not really loved there, most of those episodes.
Does Day of the Samurai have anything to do with Night of the Ninja?
It is a sequel to this episode, yes.
What is he, George A. Romero? Is there going to be like a Dawn of the... I don't know.
Dawn of the Ninja?
No, he's Samurai Ninja. What's another one? Dawn of the Monk?
Yeah, that works. One? Yeah. Drunken Warrior or whatever.
Dawn of the Drunken Warrior.
So, yes, Steve Perry is also known for writing episodes of The Real Ghostbusters, Gargoyles, Godzilla the Animated Series, and he did the concept story of Star Wars fighter arcade game Masters of Terrakasi. Do you remember that game?
I do, yes.
That was like Mortal Kombat with Star Wars characters.
We loved it as kids, even though
it's
not a very good game. I would like to own that game, and my birthday's coming up, so hint, hint, nudge, nudge.
Gotcha. Okay, and now we've got acting creds. All returning characters have been credited previously on this podcast in their first appearances, such as Marie Devon as Summer Gleason in Christmas with the Joker, or Efren Zimbalist Jr. as Alfred in The Last Laugh. So go back and listen to those episodes if you're interested in learning more about those voice actors. And as far as new acting creds go for this episode, we've got Buster Jones, who plays a brief role as the night manager, who talks to Summer Gleason, who's like, you better look out. That's pretty much the only... I don't know why they had someone come in and do that line, but they did. Buster Jones is also known for playing Blaster in Transformers, Black Vulcan in Super Friends, Winston Zedmore in Extreme Ghostbusters, and The Real Ghostbusters. Why am I saying Ghostbusters wrong?
Ghostbusters, because you're a little drunk left over from St. Paddy's Day.
I guess so. And Caleb Bronson in G.I. Joe. Then we've got Chow Li Chi, who plays the Ruru Sensei, or Roro Sensei. So tough to say. I'm so sorry I'm butchering it. And Chow Li Chi is also known for playing Uncle Chu in Big Trouble in Little China. Chung Ling Soo. Have you seen that movie? I've never seen that movie.
Of course I've seen that movie. I drew 12 connecting covers for Big Trouble in Little China.
You did? Yeah. That's right. For which publisher was that?
Boom.
And then he also plays Chung Ling Soo in The Prestige, the Christopher Nolan film, and Old Chinese Man in Wedding Crashers, which he's probably most well known for. And he passed away in 2010 at the age of 83.
Wow.
And finally, Robert Ito, who plays the ninja Kyodai Ken, will also return in the DCAU in Superman the Animated Series to play Dr. Teng, but he is also known for playing the Mandarin in Iron Man the Animated Series, and he's had minor roles in shows such as Gargoyles, Biker Mice from Mars, SWAT Cats, and Captain Planet. Captain Planet! He's a hero, gonna take pollution down to zero.
I was talking about Captain
Planet. Power
Planet.
is yours.
I was talking about Captain Planet the other day, and like, you know, everyone's always like, "Oh, everything's so fucking woke now." I'm like, well, in the 90s, there was a show that came out called Captain Planet with a bunch of fucking children, and then one priority was to get all together to get a superhero to fight against pollution. Sounds like the wokest shit ever, and that shit came out 30 years ago.
Yeah, and it was dope. We had toys. We watched it all the time.
Everyone loved Captain Planet.
Yeah, it was great show. Okay, our utility belt of fun facts. During the training scene, Bruce Wayne is revealed to be a black belt, while Dick Grayson is only a green belt. And I was like, green? Is that because that's a color of Robin and they decided to do that?
And the annoying thing about belts is like, there's not really like official colors like the way they should go, because we did karate. And I remember telling my wife, like, she was like, what belt were you? I was like, oh, I think I got to like blue or yellow. She's like, well, that's really high. I was like, no, I'm like, that was like number 1. Like blue was like, white was 1, blue was 2. She's like, not in mine. She's like, blue was like up there. So I was like, oh, that's really fucking confusing. That
well, maybe was it karate for her as well? Was it a different fight? Oh, it was. Okay, I was going to say maybe different fighting styles have different color assignments. Because I
Tiger Showman style to defeat your UK Brighton style.
I remember in Jingle All the Way, because he's like, you missed it, Dad, and it's like, it's purple, which is like 2 away from black or whatever. And I remember he was naming other colors, and I was
That's
always
not
like,
a bad impression of little Anakin Skywalker.
Thanks. I guess that's a compliment.
Here's looking at you, Dad. Is that what he says?
I don't know. Here's to you, Dad. Here's looking at you. You're taking the line from fucking
Here's looking at you, kid.
What are you talking about? Stop it. Stop quoting films.
We gotta get these Nazis out of here. God damn
it. This episode and Zatanna are the only 2 episodes to show Bruce Wayne during the period of his life when he was training to be Batman.
It's one of my favorite periods.
Yeah, it is. I was going to say, what did you think of the flashback sequences in this episode?
I love it. I love seeing Bruce Wayne train. As I always said, like, they should do an ongoing series of him doing that. And I think they have done that in recent years. But I haven't checked it out.
Have they?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, in like super recent years, like the past year or 2, I think
I've always wanted to see something like that too. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. But we're not supporting it, so it'll probably get cancelled. So there you go.
True.
But I love it. I love Bruce Wayne training. It's very interesting, you know, someone becoming Batman, someone to get dedicating their life to something that young as well is great. And it is an interesting part of his world. Like, you know what the most interesting fact about this was, though? That when Robin's talking to Alfred, he's like,
yes,
hey, you knew about Bruce going to Japan. Like, what do you think? He's like, I know all about it. I was there.
Alfred, do you know anything about Bruce's training in Japan?
Of course, dear boy. I was there. Lovely country. I especially like the tea.
What? My theory in my head was always that Alfred was like, I'll man the manor.
Yeah.
You're going to go off and do all the types of stuff. Were you assuming that Alfred was around in other places as well?
Well, that's what I was thinking, because I learned that as well. And I was like, I guess in DCAU canon, Alfred traveled with Batman everywhere he went, or Bruce. And then he said, like, I love Japan. And I was like, do you think he just loved going on holiday? So he was like, oh, yes, Master Bruce, you go and put your body and mind through the worst things ever. And I'm just going to go over here and I'm going to sightsee and I'm going to enjoy this.
Yeah.
You know, he's sipping sake and going to a geisha house whilst Bruce is getting his ass kicked in Japan.
Alfred, I learned the crouching fish style today. I had sushi and it was delicious. My day's better than yours, I think.
Saki? Oh, no, you can't. You're watching your weight.
A ninja does not drink alcohol. Give me that. Oh, yeah, sake for 2. I love you.
Where are we going next?
He's like, oh, Alfred, we're going to go to, I don't know, like, we're going to go to like a super third world country so I can live in the streets and fight crime and practice that. He's like, good idea, sir, but Fiji. Have you thought about Fiji? Lots of crime in Fiji. You should probably go there, fight the crime in Fiji. Bahamas. I hear the resorts there are just riddled with crime, so you could learn to surf. You know, there could be a situation where you need to learn how to surf, so. Or skiing, you know, we go up the hill, live on a skiing mountain, because, you know, what if there's a future villain that, you know, shoots snow and you've got to ride it. You never know. Crazy shit that's probably going to happen in the future. He's like, Alfred, a character that shoots like freeze rays. Like, come on. As if I'm going like it's gonna be like Joe Chill level stuff. Like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Joe Chill, sir?
Joe Chill, I believe that's the name of the resort that is currently on offer for 2.
Cut to 10 years later, Batman comes back in the Batcave. I met a new villain tonight, Alfred. His name is Mr. Freeze. I fucking told you!
Yeah, I knew going to that resort was a good idea. And let me guess, you skied on his freeze ray? I skied on his freeze ray, Alfred.
So, next fact, we've got Kyodai Ken's name, which means giant sword. Apparently, that's what Kyodai Ken
That's
means.
what my name means as well, baby.
That
Yeah,
was some nickname in high school.
yeah, big sword. That's what he's doing. Big sword, Willie. Big dick sword. Sword dick. Willie the dick with the sword. Big.
Well, I'll tell you, when we talk about what we're putting on our holes at the end of this episode, I watched the terrible remake of Roadhouse, and there is a character who's like, you call me Big Dick. And he made everyone call him Big Dick, and it was ridiculous. When we talk about
the
this...
funny thing was he had a tiny penis. He's like little John.
Probably. It was... do you remember Buncho from Desperado, his brother?
Yes.
It was the same actor, and he's like, call me Big Dick.
What's he looking like these days?
Terrible. Not like he's got a big dick, I'll tell you that much. But yeah, you know how
I'm
you do...
looking for a man who calls himself Big Dick.
You know how you do a Robson rant? You're going to have to let me do a Robson rant later on this movie, because it's the
All
worst
right.
movie I've ever seen. All right, back to the episode. Our final fact here is, at one point, Summer Gleason refers to Bruce Wayne as the Bruce, which could be a reference to Donald Trump, who is once or often referred to as the Donald.
Right. Speaking of referring to Bruce and stuff like that, what's up with Batman referring to Bruce Wayne in the third person in the car? Did you hear that?
No, I didn't. Did he?
You didn't hear that? He's sitting there with Robin, and they're in the car, and they're like, Robin's asking him about Kyodai Ken, and he was like, "Oh, he trained with Bruce Wayne back at like Japan." You think Robin was sitting there like, "You mean you, guy? Like, do you think someone's listening?" Never know, Robin. Never know. No, he's like, never know, Dick. Dick Grayson, you never know if someone's listening. Well, you just said my name. Alfred.
Wayne Manor. Just saying everything.
Yeah, he's like, I better call Wayne Manor. Hang on. Alfred Pennyworth. Yes, Alfred Pennyworth here. Alfred Pennyworth. This is Bruce, the Batman Wayne. Can you check for listening devices? Checking. I think there's one under Master Dick Grayson's cape, actually. Oh, Dick! You really biffed it this time.
There was a lot of Dick in this episode, wasn't there? There was at one point where
I liked Robin and...
I liked him too, but when he tripped that silent alarm and he went, "Way to go, Dick." I was like, I know it's your name, but the way he emphasized Dick, I was like, that was definitely done on purpose. That was great. I like that.
Yeah. Well, this episode gives more ammunition for Robin for why he eventually leaves the cave, right? Because
yes,
Batman's kind of a dick to him in this one. And at the end, yeah, he's like, "Hey, by the way, buddy, thank you for like being around."
Yeah.
In his own way, but at the time, like,
he's been a dick to Dick.
Batman's a dick in the moment. Like, he's such a douche nozzle in the moment. And you're like, oh, I just gotta wait for him to calm down. Hopefully he'll fucking apologize to me later.
Yeah. Yeah, and Batman is always that guy who's like, has a break and a moment to himself, and he comes back and he's like, "So I'm sorry that I said this and I did that, and I'll try not to do it again.
I was the dick in this situation, Dick."
Okay, what did you think of this episode overall?
It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I thought this was going to be a real crappy chuck away episode.
Mm-hmm.
And it was fine. I got to see some Bruce Wayne background stuff. I like ninjas and like kung fu stuff.
Me too.
I did enjoy the animation. I enjoyed the vibe. And I love when a ninja like just runs past something and then there's like a pause in time and then something just goes like falls to pieces.
Yeah.
One of the best versions of that is in Dragon Ball Z, as we were discussing a few weeks ago.
Last episode.
When, yeah, whatever it was.
Time!
When Trunks chops up Frieza, there's a great thing where he's standing still and you don't know what's going on, and then you see his POV and it just moves all in like different directions, and that motherfucker falls to sushi after that. Like it's awesome.
Yeah, I liked Kyodai Ken. I didn't think he was as bad as I remembered either. I didn't mind his backstory and his motivation. I thought they did actually poke fun of it as well, being like, so you're just a common thief? Because I thought his plot was kind of weak. He's like, I'm going to have all your money wired to me. And I'm like, well, buddy, it's going to go to your account. Like, you're fucked. They're going to be like, okay, so we know it's you that stole it. And I know you're a ninja, but you're not going to be able to evade it forever, you know?
I can't even fucking like spend 50 quid on something without my like account getting flagged for something. If he's going to start taking all the money out of WEED Manor, good luck.
Yeah, exactly. The music in this episode I thought was all right. Lots of wind instruments and drums, which I liked. But the track I like the most is when Bruce is fighting him at the end. When he goes, shut up and fight. And it's like, no.
Yeah, and he gives him a Matrix before the Matrix.
Yeah, he does. He does a Neo, get over here, or come here, or bring it on, or whatever you want to call it. I like that a lot. So at the start of this episode, we see a building labeled Wayne Cosmetics. And I was like, Wayne Enterprises has so many, like, different divisions and, like, break-off companies.
Gotta diversify your bonds, brother.
I thought Alfred would be like, Wayne Cosmetics, sir. Is this so you can secretly study Joker's toxins or help with your many disguises? And he's like, no, it's so I smell like a tropical breeze, Alfred.
Yeah, I did that. Yep. Note to self, start using Wayne Enterprises to help fight crime. It's a really good idea that I came up with. Yes.
And then the ninja, like, he used his knockout gas, which was purple. And I was like, is that scented as well? Like, I was thinking, like, he was going to Wayne Cosmetics, like, Shark Tank. Like, he's like, hello, sharks. My name is Kyodai Ken, but you can call me Ninja. Hi, Ninja. You know, being a ninja is hard work. And we sweat a lot. So everyone knows that. So I invented a delicious smelling product that is going to be called Skin Jitsu. That's what I'm going to call it. And it's purple, and you spray it, and it's lavender. Everyone loves lavender, right, guys? Everyone loves lavender.
I personally hate lavender, so I'm out.
Oh, why so soon? I really wanted to work with you. And he's like, and sharks also, I'm working on my very own diet pill that I've called Thin Jitsu as well. Where you can look like a ninja, but eat like a sumo wrestler.
It's called Thin Shih Tzu because you're going to be shitting your ass when you take this pill. I'm in.
Lavender. No one likes lavender.
I hate lavender.
Yeah, me too. And it was just
for old like women. Like that's the smell. Like I buy our 93-year-old nan lavender stuff. She's like, oh, thank you, lavender's lovely.
Oh, skin jitsu. I can't wait.
I'm gonna rub it all over me skin jitsu. That's not how our nan sounds, but it's funny for this. Oh, wig, it's me, your nan. Oh, I'm desperate for some lavender. Lather me in the lavender wig. Haven't felt the touch of a man in 30 years.
Lavender's the only thing that gets me going now.
Just take one whiff of lavender, that's it.
Oh man, so I thought the security guard at Wayne Cosmetics is also terrible at his job. Like, I know the ninja's fast, but his reaction time is so delayed. Like, he runs past him and then he's like, what was that? I was like, buddy, he's gone by now.
Stoned. He's got like a night job working.
True.
Security. Yeah. He's probably like, no one around. WEED Manor, bro. Oh. Listening to WEED Manor. Hello, you stoners out there in the middle of the night. Thank you for joining us for a special live episode of WEED Manor.
Our first guest is calling in from Wayne Cosmetics. It's the night security guard. How are you this evening?
What? Is that on? Alfie! Huge fan, Alfie. Huge fan.
Don't call me Alfie, thank you.
Thank you, sir. What are you smoking tonight? I've got some blueberry kush going. And it's cushiony, if you know what I'm saying.
Ah, yes, it's scented with Skinjitsu lavender.
It's lavender flavored, bro. It reminds me of my Nana bit, who's horny as fuck, but it's pretty damn good. I was getting me in the mood, if you know what I'm saying. And we have to go. Thank you very much. We're getting a special call from one of Batman's rogue gallery. Choose a random person to get high with. Who's it going to be? Who's showing up?
Who's that? Who's
Commissioner
that?
Gordon again.
Oh, hello there. Is this thing on?
Hello, Commissioner. Would you like to sit down and tell us about crime and weed?
Crime happens. Batman does the stuff. I'm Kermit the Frog on this.
That's some good stuff. It's turning you into Kermit the Frog.
So Batman goes out and fights the crime, and I stay at home and I get high. Yeah.
Yay, me too. Our life is the same, Kermit. Our life is the same.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, life's pretty green. Green like my weed.
That's right, baby. Well, thank you, Commissioner Kermit, for coming on. And who's that there? Did someone say it's time to chill out? Hey. Why aren't you letting me in the room? I know you can hear me. Dude, you're like looking right at me. This is not cool. Not cool, man.
Oh my god.
He's giving me the cold shoulder. There you go. There was a random episode of WEED MANOR.
All right, back to the episode review.
Back to the episode.
So what did you think of the Bruce versus Dick training scene?
Bruce versus Dick training scene. Yeah,
like,
it's all right.
It's like a sparring scene, isn't it, basically?
I do like that he did correct him on, like, he's like, that's been 6 robberies, and he's like, actually 7. And I thought that was Bruce being like, you need to pay fucking more attention, mate. Because, like, the devil's in the details, all right? Like, it could be life or death with you not know if it gets 6 or if it's 7.
Yeah, and he even pulls a funny face at him, too, when, like, he says that. Like, Dick, like, reverts to being a child, doesn't he? Where he's just like, But I also thought it was really funny how Dick says nobody's perfect. And Bruce actually looked like he was about to say, like, actually, I am. But Alfred interrupts him. Yeah, like, have you seen me?
I'm, like, 6'10". I'm handsome as hell.
6'10".
I kick major ass.
It's the Hulk.
Beautiful hair. Well, he's a tall guy. Oh, 6'10" is a little bit.
6'10" is huge.
Yeah, that's like Yao Ming. My bad. I think this Batman guy's Bruce Wayne. Is that the only 6'10" guy in Gotham City? It's gotta be him. I should punch more. Yeah, 6. All right, 6'2", 6'3", or whatever.
Yeah, 6'2". I think that's what he is. Yeah. Anyway, the joke's gone now. He just got hung up on the height. Forgot what you're talking about.
He's like, yeah, pretty perfect. Hey, how your parents doing? Wow.
How are yours fucking doing? Last time I saw them, they were fucking splattered on the floor of the circus, boy.
Good one, sir. You really ripped into him on that one. I got it. What are we doing on this episode today?
I don't know.
This is stupid ass shit.
Well, then we cut to the rooftop of Wayne Cosmetics, and the police are all there. And did you see all the police officers kind of look at Bruce Wayne, which I know they were probably like, oh, it's Bruce Wayne. But I was thinking, do you think they were all thinking, that guy looks a lot like Officer Jeff? As he was like walking out onto the rooftop there.
Everyone act natural. It's Batman. I mean, it's Bruce.
I also thought Summer Gleason is a better detective than the police and Batman in this episode. She like knew all the facts about what was happening, the robberies, what was being broken and stolen. She had the scoop. I was like, Summer Gleason is being a journalist.
She reminded me a bit of Philip Seymour Hoffman's character in the Hannibal series, where he's a bit, she's a bit Icarus. She rides too close to the sun, and she,
she's gonna be rolled down the street in a fucking wheelchair on fire.
Yeah.
Summer Gleason. Hot, hot, hot. Summer Gleason. On fire. I also noticed there's an animation error in this episode because Dick is telling Batman, like, give me a second, I'll change into my costume. And he's by the Batmobile. He's right there. And Batman goes, no. And he, like, closes the canopy. Canopy.
Canopy.
And as he closes the canopy, he hits the turntable. And as the turntable turns the Batmobile... well, that's what it is. But as the turntable turns, Dick stays straight. So... Dick stays straight.
That was quite a sentence you just said. As the turntable turns, Dick stays straight. As the turntable turns, the Dick stays straight.
What is happening today?
It's WEED MANOR, bro.
Oh, man. Okay, so what I'm saying is that Dick should have moved with the Batmobile.
Dick should have moved with the Batmobile.
Do you know what I'm talking about? He should have moved, but instead he stayed still, and the Batmobile like did this awkward movement around him almost. Like it looked like it was kind of shifting around him, and I was like, that's not how physics work. Like, just have him move. Make the Dick move. That's what I have to say about that.
With the turntables.
As the turntable... What am I, Steve Perry from Journey? As the turntables turn! The Dick stays still.
He directed this episode, but I don't know if you know that.
He wrote it, but yeah, close enough. Glad you were paying attention. Okay.
Tell me a famous Journey song.
Don't Stop Believing.
There you go. Good job. I thought I was going to put you on the spot. You would have been like,
turntables. The wheel in the sky keeps on turning. The Batmobile in the sky keeps on turning. Okay, we're going off script. All right, here we go.
No,
Bring it back in. Okay. Back to the episode yet again. What did you think about the candle training scene in the flashback with Bruce like doing his moves and the wind?
I feel like it's not that difficult to do, right?
You know what? I tried this as a kid. I remembered watching this. I was like, I did this as a kid, like in our basement, like when I was like trying to be like Mr. Tough Guy. I know all the moves. I want to be Batman.
Fat, little short white child with no friends.
Yeah, that wanted to be Batman and had his own Batcave. That was lame. But did
a side flip after watching Blade from one sofa to the other and dislocated his shoulder.
Yep, that was me.
Have we talked about on the show how you used to dress up as Batman and beat up me and my friends?
No.
So, it is kind of sad because there was a period when we first moved to America where you had trouble for a little while making friends. I don't know why, because you're not an antisocial guy at all. It's just a weird... I think it was just a big change as a child.
You're trying to delve into my therapy? You're unzipping me?
Yeah, I'm unzipping you. Me, I had no problems making friends, baby. Never do, never will. And I had like some friends over. We were on a trampoline. And I just remember in my head, like, bouncing the trampoline with like me and my friend. And then hearing the back door of a house just slam shut. And standing there is my brother at his probably his fattest as a child, with his tummy hanging out of this little Batman outfit.
Oh gosh!
And he had a camo belt on that had been very poorly attempted to painted yellow.
Yep.
Where it was just yellow paint, like smudges over a belt,
tucked under my tummy.
Yeah,
you didn't even see it.
So the first thing me and my friend do is we just crack up. It's the funniest thing we've ever seen, and it soon became very unfunny because suddenly this motherfucker was throwing metal batarangs at us. I don't know why you had metal batarangs or what they were. They were some sort of metal, like, ninja style thing. And they were, like, pelting us in the head and we were running away and used to do it all the time.
Because bats frighten me, Will. And now my enemies share my dread.
The only thing that looked like it frightened you was a fucking treadmill and a fucking salad.
Fat man, am I right? Oh, God.
Now I'm the fat one. Christ.
Yeah. Okay, so I tried doing the training, going back to it. And yes, it is quite easy to be like, and then the wind blew the candles out. But he was quite far away from the candles, so I'll give it to him. That was an extra length of skill, I guess. But
right.
Yeah, it reminded me of like what Zorro would do with the whip, like whipping out the candles and stuff. So, and Zorro obviously influenced Batman. So maybe that was a little ode. I don't know. But yeah, my love that Batman moment of this episode is when the ninja's sneaking across the rooftop and the moonlight goes behind a cloud and it's really dark, and then the moonlight comes back out that cloud and Batman's just standing there on the rooftop in silhouette and like dun 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 dun. I was like, yeah, that's pretty fucking cool. because the ninja's like, oh shit, this dude just snuck up on me. I thought that was really cool. But I did laugh though when the ninja says, so the famous Batman, I'm honored. Leave and you will live. Stay and then he doesn't finish it, and I was like, and what? Like Batman's like, do I get a prize? Like what? What's happening?
And did I leave the oven on? Oh shit. It's in Japan. Ooh.
Batman's standing there the whole time, just in silence, waiting for him, and he's just thinking,
I've burnt down my family home.
I gotta go. Nice to see you again. Nice to see you again, Bruce. It's Bruce Wayne.
Kyodai Ken. Oh, he's like, and then suddenly he just like shits himself like very quietly. He's like,
I should not have had that 5th protein shake on the drive over here.
I can smell it. You shit yourself, Kyodai Ken. I will refuse to fight you honorably. I accept and understand.
Take some of this skin jitsu. It smells like lavender. It'll cover up the smell.
But don't smoke it, man. It'll fuck you up.
Robin also saves Batman in this scene, which I thought was interesting. And he says, listen, dipstick. And I was taking my notes. And so I was like half listening. And I was like, I paused it. And I thought, did he just say dipshit? Like it was one of those things where you kind of hear it. And I rewound, and obviously he didn't. But I was like, dipstick is a real choice of a word to say in this episode, right? Like, you don't hear that word anymore.
I remember when I found out that dipstick was a real thing. I always thought it was just a saying. Then someone's like, no. Yeah, someone's like, no, it's like how you check your oil in your car. I was like,
that's what a dipstick is?
But you don't know that?
No, I thought my dick was a dipstick. That's what I thought it was.
No wonder the fucking Jeep Wrangler exploded, because you never checked the fucking oil in it.
Too busy dipping.
Too busy dipping your own goddamn stick. Yeah, a dipstick is when you dip into the oil tank and you pull out the stick to see how much oil is left, so you know how much to fill up.
Yeah, I know what. I didn't know it was called a dipstick. I know what that does.
You fucking dipstick.
See, that's like a word that bring it back. Bring back dipstick.
Yeah,
it's a good
dipstick, word. Everybody.
It sounds
next
insulting.
time you're online and someone's being a prick, be like, "You're a fucking dipstick."
Yeah, I like it. So right after that, Robin like chases the ninja. He jumps off the rooftop, and Robin goes, "How does he do that?" And I was like, "Mate, you know how he does that." Because you're trained by the same guy who does that as well. Like, the whole disappearing thing is part of the act. And then later on, the ninja, like, pushes that water tower at Robin, and it knocks him off the roof. And I was half expecting the ninja, when he went up to the side of the rooftop, and he couldn't see Robin, to go, how does he do that? Like, no one knew.
Robin had so much time to evade the falling of that water tower.
Yeah.
Like, because he chopped it and stood there. Because at first I was like, wow, that was a stupid move, because like you knew he was going to attack you like straight on after that jump. And then I was like, oh, he did it because he's knocking over the water tower. But the water tower took a good 5 seconds to crash and fall down. Robin could have literally just like walked to the side. He just evaded it and then looked at him like, come on.
Then it's just like, how does he do that? So I liked Bruce walking around the museum and Summer following him, and he knew that she was there the whole time. That was very Batman. But what wasn't Batman is he did not recognize Kyodai Ken as his valet. Like, I guess he was like distracted by Summer Gleason, but he leans into the window where Bruce is sitting in the car, and he's just like, have a nice trip, Mr. Wayne. And Bruce's face in that moment just cracked me up, because he was like, oh, what? Like, he just like, oh my God, it's you. And I just thought his reaction was just really funny. Maybe he was playing it up because he's Bruce Wayne, but yeah, it was a bit silly.
I've been watching too much Wire, because the moment he like showed a gun, I was like, oh shit, Batman's about to get gatted right now. I was expecting like, have a nice trip, Mr. Wayne, to hell. Blah, 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 blah. Like, you see a wide shot of flashes like coming from the window. Blah, 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 blah. He looks around, he drops the gun and runs away.
Yeah. I also, like, I thought that too, but then he sprays that fucking skinjitsu stuff again. He used that knockout gas a lot in this episode. And Bruce is like, oh, lavender. Oh, my God. It stinks in here. Imagine if it's not knockout gas. It just smells so bad. You just pass out from the smell.
It's so pungent. And then like an old woman in the background's like, I like it.
I squirt 2 of them on me at the same time.
I can barely smell anymore, so this is the only... It's why I eat raw onions. It's my main meal.
I also know Alex and Will's gran. She's horny as fuck.
She's such a horn dog. That's where Alex gets it from.
Dipping his stick in all sorts of
He's an absolute dipstick. Dipping it in lavender. My lavender.
Oh my God.
Ew.
And then we find that Kyodai Ken is hiding out in another Wayne Enterprises like conglomerate because it's Wayne Enterprises storage units, and there's just like a bunch of shit in all these different rooms, like mannequins, a giant fan out in carpets. I was like, what's going on here? Like, what type of business is this? Like, you want to store your junk? Come to Wayne Enterprises storage.
Well, it's a warehouse, right? They put on events and shows and all the type of stuff. So
I guess so. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, maybe they're storing all of their equipment there. I thought it was like people just put their shit in that room. They're like, I gotta put this somewhere.
No,
put
it's
it
a
in Wayne
store.
Enterprises. Pay them $80 a month.
It's not the storage unit.
Okay, that makes sense.
Wayne Enterprises probably does have it because I don't know. Lucius Fox has been diversifying that portfolio.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, what are they dealing? Like weapons, chemicals, fucking
Everything, like
everything.
There was the other one in the Mad as a Hatter, but that was a like spin-off of Wayne Enterprises where they were like doing some sort of technical science, and that's why Jervis Tetch created his mind control device. So really, Batman's Wayne Enterprises conglomerates are creating a lot of villains or hideouts for villains.
As all these goddamn mega corporations do each day.
Where's our small businesses?
That's right.
I also really liked when Kyodai says, I'll be back. And I was waiting for him to be like, The Terminator, 1984. Like everyone, you know, when Arnold says that.
I just saw it for the first time. I've been hearing people say it for like years. And I was always like, why does everyone say it the same way? Now I know.
What if he becomes a cinephile and he just loves quoting movies now? Like he draws his sword and he's like, Bond, James Bond, Dr. No, 1963. Like, what?
Gives all the dates.
Yeah, he throws a ninja star and he's like, show me the money, Jerry Maguire, 1996.
On a boat, he's like, we're going to need a bigger boat. Jaws, 1973. Yeah.
Sprays the knockout gas. I'll have what she's having when Harry met Sally, 1989.
Oh, yes. When Harry Met Sally, which came out in 1989. Biggest movie of the year. Bigger than Batman that year.
Yeah, he's like, I've studied the art of ninjutsu and the art of film. Like, he's such a cinephile now.
I've become a bit of a thespian for that myself.
And when Bruce does the bring it on, he's like, the Matrix.
1999.
He even cracks a joke at Robin because Robin makes a joke about it. He's like, I think it's you who's going sleepy by it. He's like, this isn't the movies, boy.
Trust me, I would know.
Yeah, that's not from any movie I've ever heard, so that's not cool.
I've seen over 500 films.
So we finally get to the rematch between Bruce and Kyodai. What did you think about that fight at the end in the warehouse storage facility?
I like that he has to like cover up that, you know, Bruce Wayne is a sucker and getting beaten up and stuff and choosing which hits to take and which hits not to.
Yeah, he gets fucked up. He's got a black eye and everything. Yeah.
Yep. I'm sure Bruce Wayne has trained to like, didn't he do stuff like the Houdini stuff where he like trained to take like a cannonball and
yes.
So he's learned how to like take pain.
Yeah, he's done loads of things.
Yeah.
Some things we've seen, other things are in the comics, and just other things are just kind of canon elsewhere.
She leaves and he's just like looks around. He's like, "Can you get an outfit, please?" Really?
I've got many boo-boos.
Where's it hurt, Batman? Everywhere.
She calls him Batman, even though it's Bruce Wayne. Wait, hang on. Did you just... I don't even care. It hurts so much.
Alfred to make chicken soup. Not tomato.
He's probably getting high right now.
What's that, sir? It's lavender.
Skinjitsu.
I got something that will make you feel better, sir. Hey, my next guest, Bruce Wayne, aka Batman. How you feeling? A lot better, buddy. So this is what it feels like. The outside, that's not my property. That's what that feels like.
That's what Kyodai's like. Empire Strikes Back, 1983.
Hey, this guy knows his shit. Hey, if you had to recommend a movie, what should I watch? Kyodai Ken. 12 Angry Men, it's a classic. All right, I'll check it out. That means you won't check it out. I know you.
No, it's going on the list.
I put it on the list. Just a physical list or a brain list? What? This tastes like lavender, Alfred. Good shitsu. Good shitter. Good shitsu. All right. We should get a shitsu, Alfred. It's so cute. Oh my god, he can fight crime with us. I love this idea, sir. He'll take a bite. He'll sniff out the crime, sir. He'll sniff out the crime, Alfred!
We'll get rid of that little dick and we'll get Shih Tzu in here in no time.
Oh my god, a little Robin outfit on the little Shih Tzu. We'll call the dog Dick.
Basically the same, am I right?
Yeah. All right, which way did they go, Little Dick? Yeah, we'll call him Little Dick. Woof.
So at the end, Bruce is all chuffed because he beat Kyodai Ken. And they're like around the breakfast table. They're having a lovely breakfast, by the way, in their bathrobes and stuff. They're enjoying
eggs,
themselves.
Bacon, and some sort of thyme or something.
Classic English breakfast there. But yeah,
Right.
I really liked how Bruce was like suddenly like, it was almost like, I won the fight this time. And he said like, I beat him once so I can beat him again. And I was thinking, that logic doesn't make sense because Kyodai Ken has beaten you multiple times. So if you're going off that logic, then I wouldn't count on beating him again since he's beaten you multiple times in the past, Bruce.
Yeah, but Batman also did go off and train elsewhere, so he's got a few of his own, like,
I guess
skills.
so. Yeah, but he lost to Kyodai Ken on the roof. If Robin didn't save him, he would have been...
He biffed that
it.
one.
Yeah, he got sprayed with ninjutsu.
He'd be dead.
Yeah. Skinjitsu got sprayed with ninjutsu. Oh, I can't keep track.
Skinjitsu'd my ass.
So yeah, Bruce thanks Dick for his
Try
help.
my alcohol line. Jinjitsu. Right?
Right, everybody? Hey.
It's good. Pennyworth approved.
So Bruce thanks Dick for his help, and Alfred smiles like a proud dad. And as the sun rises on the breakfast table, they sit in silence and eat their breakfast. And that is the end of the episode. As we said, I didn't mind it, but if you were to rank this out of 10, what would you rank this episode?
7 out of 10.
7 out of 10? I would go 7 out of 10. I think that's pretty good. And I can already tell you it's not making our top 3.
No, not
But yeah, it was a decent episode, better than I expected.
Hard to follow the laughing fish, no matter what episode you
I know. Yeah. The next episode that we're going to review is called Cat Scratch Fever. And
is this the one where she turns into a human catoid?
no, that is Tiger.
Birdie.
Cat Scratch Fever is Roland Daggett comes back in this episode. And another guy that will come back in another transformation episode, the werewolf episode. I can't remember the villain's name, but he's got a few like cameo appearances in the DCAU. Anyway, from memory, it's not a very good episode. And I've only seen it probably once or twice. But yeah, it is a Catwoman episode.
If it's a Batman episode you've only seen once or twice, then it is not good.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be very good, but we'll wait and see. I mean, I always like seeing Adrienne Barbeau's Catwoman, so maybe that will help.
Yeah, she's incredible.
Yeah.